Good day, viewers. Welcome to ADR Insight. We're still dealing with arbitration. Today we are going to look at areas of arbitration that may potential areas that may give parties challenges, and we want to discuss this ahead of time so that parties will understand the basic fundamental elements, so that if it's gotten right from day one, you will not experience any difficulty or challenge, and that's actually the beauty, and you will enjoy the beauty of arbitration. Today we are going to look at mainly the arbitration clause, appointment of arbitration and the arbitration proceedings, and we start with the arbitration clause, which is very important because that is the fundamental, that is the basis for the arbitration itself. If you don't get it right, you don't get it right. So it's important that you get the clause, which is your starting point, right? So we look at the arbitration clause. There are some certain elements that should be in an arbitration clause. Number one, you have to define, that this is what you are going to arbitration and nothing else. You cannot say, oh, I will do an arbitration and after arbitration I will do litigation. Arbitration is arbitration because it gives final and binding decision. So in arbitration clause, you must draft your clause in such a manner that the mode you're using, that arbitration, is clearly defined. You will define the number of arbitrators you want. Do you want one? Do you want three? You will define how you appoint arbitrators. Do you want to appoint them by yourself, or do you want an appointing authority to appoint it for you, like a Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrator, or do you want the court? Then you must decide what is the timeline, because you cannot give somebody 2 years to do this. You say, I have to, because arbitration is to protect business interests. So the faster we move, the better for us. So you say, are we going to ensure that this is done within 10 days, 3 days, 7 days? You must define all this if you're going to. Once you get this right, and you also must say, if I do this and the other party fails to do it, what will happen?
Yes.
What is my alternative? Those are the issues you have to look at to get an arbitration clause right.
Yes, we have to know that without a valid arbitration agreement, there shall be no arbitration. There can never be any arbitral processes. Challenges that are always faced is that people pathologically draft an arbitration agreement, or have insert a clause of arbitration clause in their contract document without knowing that if dispute eventually arose, that is what they will fall back to. I think it is basically ignorance. A lot of persons, like I say, 70% of persons that have drafted arbitration clause or agreement are always not doing it right. Probably because they have not gone undergo certain training, like the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators, that we, our members, have a package where you are trained or taught how to draft arbitration clauses, so that you will not have loopholes in case dispute arose. The problem associated with arbitration clause or agreement is that parties at times don't know that it will lead, in case there is dispute, that is a document on which they are going to rely on. Like my co-speaker has earlier mentioned, parties would draft a clause in the agreement without specifying the number of arbitrators that will be appointed in case dispute arose. I have seen an arbitrator clause where the clause specified 2 arbitrators. That is not the practice. The Arbitration and Conciliation at Section 6 actually specified that it's either you choose one, or if you are silent about it, automatically you are going to use 3 arbitrators. You know how expensive that would have been. But out of ignorance, a lot of people just put arbitrators anyhow. They could say 1, they could say 3, they could say 2, based on how they see it. But the truth is that you always use the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, which is the law that regulates arbitration practice in Nigeria, as your guide. Section 6 specifically specified that you have to either choose one person, because that will be an odd number. There shouldn't be a tie. So you either choose one arbitrator, or if you are silent about it, you are automatically going to be 3 arbitrators. And another thing you have to look at, the arbitration clause must not be ambiguous. It must be clear in simple language. You don't need to put grammar or try to have a lot of verbosity in your clause. You must try as much as possible to make it clear and exact. Try as much as possible to state the appointing authority. The appointing authority must be specified. Like Nigeria Institute of Chartered Arbitrator, they are appointing bodies for persons who would like to use seasoned arbitrators, because you have a crop of professionals, astute tested professionals who are capable of resolving disputes. They will look at your dispute, they will analyze it and appoint appropriate persons for you. This is a very good place you can come, the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators. Whenever you have a dispute, they are certainly going to guide you very well.
Yeah, if I may give an instance, like if I say my arbitration clause, I say arbitration shall be determined, any dispute arising from this contract shall be determined by arbitration, and that's all I wrote. And another one, I say any dispute arising from this contract shall be determined by arbitration by a sole arbitrator. Parties shall jointly appoint an arbitrator, and where parties are unable to agree on a sole arbitrator, parties shall request the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators to appoint a sole arbitrator for them within 14 days of failing to agree. Arbitration shall be done in English and the venue shall be in Lagos. You've already defined what you want.
Yes.
It is clear. You know, you've said everything. Unlike when you say arbitration, then parties will start arguing. Is it 3? Is it 1?
Yes.
Is it in English? Is it in Yoruba? Should we do it in Lagos or do we go to Port Harcourt? But you've already defined in very simple terms what you want.
Yes.
It is in Lagos. But let's talk about whether the issue of whether it's in Kejana is very simple. But at least you define the venue what you want to. So those are the 8 things you must get right. And the arbitrators you must get.
That is it.
You're good to go.
Yes.
And then another area of challenges where we have is the main is moving on the arbitration procedure itself. Once parties are appointed to even start, some parties, especially when they feel that they are the cause of the issue, might throw up a lot of hiccups along the way, maybe to frustrate the procedure.
Yes.
Like when you start, maybe because you have the stages of arbitration, you have the preliminary meeting where the arbitrator will now tell you, oh yes, look at, they give you the timelines for filing your processes. You have the plenary review where they will now determine that everything is ordered and move on to hearing proper. And after hearing, you have the post-hearing review and the delivery of that word. But some parties might come and then try to put some hiccups along the way just to frustrate the proceedings because they know that they are in default and they know that we may likely be against them. So the issue is also to ensure that you move the proceedings in such a way that no matter what they do, they try to frustrate, but at the end you don't play into their hand. You've done things properly
from the beginning.
Yes. From the beginning. But at the end, if any award given, they cannot challenge it for any basis.
Yes. And we talk once again about because you can't talk about trial court without referring back to the issue of stay of proceeding. For people to avoid issue of stay of proceeding that court one is trying to urge the jurisdiction of the court, there are a way out. There's what we call court against Avery clause or the Atlantic shipping clause. I briefly explain the two of them. Court against Avery clause has to do with condition precedent. In other words, if dispute arose, which shall be settled in arbitration, and or the arbitration phase before you can talk of litigation, that is condition precedent. The Atlantic shipping clause talks about time related. That is, if dispute arose within 30 days, we go to arbitration. If not, litigation. In other words, you have actually related to time. So these are things that are supposed to be found in a very good arbitration clause. And many others. Like I said once again, you cannot be an expert in this area until you are trained. Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators is here for you, for all categories of professionals. You don't need to be a lawyer alone to be trained as an arbitrator, because disputes occur in every facet of life, every business-oriented facets of life. So for you to be effective and efficient, you need to be trained. That is why the institute is here. Thank you very much.
So in essence, what we're saying is that arbitration is very easy, is very smooth sailing once you get it right done. Once you get the fundamentals right, you are good to go. Get the appointing authorities right, get the arbitration clause right, get the timelines right. Once you do that, you will have a very smooth.
Carry your parties along at the same time.
Carry your parties along, and like lawyers will say too, it doesn't determine arbitration. Maybe some people might say, oh no, it might deprive me of my earnings as a lawyer.
Yes.
No, you even earn more as a lawyer because you finish in a short time and your money, the time value of money
has value.
Yes, it has value. Unlike if something you finish in 3 months and they pay you maybe $1 million and you do $1 million in 2 years. I believe 3 months.
That's a good one.
So that is the advantage of arbitration.
Yes.
And I will enjoin all of us to please come. Anyone you prefer arbitration is a very good. We are willing to train you. You can come for our program, come for our workshop, come for our events. If you visit our website www.nicarb.org to see what we have, because we always post updates on our programs and upcoming events, and we are happy to. And if you have any issues, you can come to talk to us one-on-one, and we are happy to apply to. Once again, my name is Clara Umano. I'm a lawyer, I'm an arbitrator, I'm an ADR practitioner, and it's my pleasure talking with you on ADR Insight today.
My name is Ijeme Edward, once again, a legal practitioner, a quality surveyor, and an astute arbitrator.